Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Prospero.ai stock market live stream on our final day of this crowdfund that has been going on for a few months now. We are seeing great momentum as we come to a close. We are getting close to hitting that $500,000 raised mark. Maybe we could even do that while we are live on stream. We are just over $9,000 away right now. 491,893 is the current total. So amazing to see. Hello, JC. Hello, Johnny. Thanks for joining us here on our special live. We are going to run through a couple topics and hopefully talk about the crowdfund, answer any questions if any of you guys have them. I know we're having some terrible weather here on the East Coast today. George was having some power issues, so hopefully he joins us shortly. We'll see. We're going to make the best of it. Hello, Nicole. Welcome to the stream. Nicole saying hello to everybody in the chat. Everybody, be sure to like up the stream. I hope this one gets a lot of views so people are aware, if they're not yet, of the last and final opportunity to invest in Prospero. By the way, if you haven't heard me say it yet, it is linked down below in the description. So if you want to click on our Republic crowdfund page, check it out, see what we're offering, you could click the link in the description. It is right there on our YouTube live stream. We're going to try and get through some of the topics that we missed yesterday as well. Yesterday we did a live, but George was moving, so it was a bit of a brief one, but we did pop on the live stream for a moment and chat a bit. So we'll try to get through some of those topics that were the ones. Here we have George now. Hello, George. Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
You're battling power issues, huh? We're having some terrible weather today.
No, this was I just moved, and my landlord told me my lease doesn't officially start until the 1st of November, and he told me I didn't need to turn on power until then. But today I found out that that was not an accurate statement.
Oh my goodness, not off to a great start. Well, only
So
onwards and upwards from here.
Computer, battery power, a phone hotspot. We're making it work, but the stream might cut off at any time. So
all right, so we're gonna have to run through the topics and hopefully get through a few. But starting off here today. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, just starting off here today, I was mentioning that we are in our last day of our crowdfund. Let me get an exact amount of hours left because we are not even 24 hours left. We're down to 14 hours left to invest in Prospero. And George, we've been noticing the momentum picking up in the last couple days now that we're trending on Republic. A lot of investments have been coming through, a little flurry at the end. You were alluding to this over the past couple weeks, saying these things usually end very strong, especially if you're a good company like Prospero. So it's been good to see. But yeah, just wanted to pop live and mention that in the very beginning. If anybody has any questions, they could ask us throughout the stream. Are we upping the ante on that free month of our newsletters at all? Or are we keeping a month for anybody who invests during the stream?
We are. I probably will announce it again because I just sent it out to some of our influencer partners. But yes, we are offering 3 months free of the investing and the trading newsletter for anyone that does it the rest of today. You do it, you email me, we'll comp you. We really want to make sure that we go strong into the end. We've never offered 3 months free of these, I think, either letter, let alone both. So as a thank you for the people that, might be on the fence and you're willing to get over, there you go. That's it.
We get a very kind offer from JC saying, if you ever have any streaming issues in the future, you could always just use his basement as a streaming studio. He's only, I guess, a few miles away from you up the Metro North. So there you go.
I really had to cobble this one together quickly. Had I just gotten to it in the morning, I would have had power if we just did a morning stream.
Mario is saying greetings. He's back in CDMX. Good morning or good afternoon to you, Mario. So I guess we should get into our topics here. So we can roll on into the headlines we got out of the Trump Xi Jinping meeting. And also, you know what, before I even get more into that, let's take a peek at QQQ and SPY net option sentiment, because I was looking and I think they were still looking pretty strong. We're seeing QQQ at 51 and SPY at 36 right now. There was a couple of headlines out of this Trump and Xi Jinping meeting. It looks like things have been settled. China is going to be less restrictive on the rare earth metals and minerals. The U.S. is cutting tariffs from their fentanyl related from 20% to 10%. So that puts the overall rate on China at 47%. And also, it looks like NVIDIA is going to be continued allowed to having access to the China market. So pretty good headlines there. Now, all this stuff is only set to happen for a 1-year time frame. So they're going to kind of have to renegotiate, it looks like. So I don't know how long lasting, and it didn't really move the market, to be honest, that much today. So how are you feeling seeing those headlines, seeing the way this relationship is playing out? Any worries or any either direction, any panic or any positivity from this?
These two are like I don't know, some ex.
Bonnie and Clyde?
Yeah, no, they behave a little like exes, you know. They're hot, they're cool, everything's good. One of them wakes up one day and is thinking differently about the situation. Yeah, I think that it's pretty funny that that this happens. I would say that it's kind of like shock waves or aftershocks in an earthquake. I would say, and it's the same thing with the tariffs, right? We had these big things, and each time, both the reaction to the reconciliation as well as the reaction to the flare up is a little less. But yeah, I think that it's definitely a very interesting relationship. It will continue to drive the market. But yeah, I think that we can't. I mean, especially because we don't know when these things are coming. We can't govern our strategy too much by it, unless we're looking at I look at long-term things like LEU or uranium, things where it's just yeah, maybe when things improve with China, these things take a little hit, and you saw that today with UUU, but it's charging back because ultimately whatever happens, we do no matter how good relations are with China, we still on the chance that they deteriorate are going to be investing heavily in these domestic things.
Now, I'm a little confused on whether this is actually a win for the USA. Just how the situation is playing out. It's confusing because there's just so much ongoing changing stuff, and there's been different 100% tariff on China, and now it's at 47, and all of these shifting ideas and headlines throughout the whole thing. Do you think where we've settled off now, we're in a good spot in terms of how it's going to affect our economy and our relationship, or is it kind of harming the economy the way where we're at right now?
No, I mean it's like what I said. It's there's going to be these flare-ups. It's not over. I think each one of them. The problem with this is I do think for both countries, the theater is helpful, right? China wants to have a tough stance on the U.S. The U.S. wants to have a tough chance on a tough talk on China. But ultimately, both are too intertwined that it can't. We saw what happened when it escalated. There was too much pain on both parties that they needed to reconcile. And I think since then, a lot of it is theater, and a lot of it is probably a mutual agreement to look tough in front of our respective in front of their respective countries, but still, coming together. I think that's what we're. I think that's what we're seeing. What we will continue to see. We will continue to see the flare-ups, escalations for sure. We will continue to see those have an immediate impact on the market and then calm down. And then same thing with the reconciliations. I think that's exactly what we should expect.
And Nick is saying hello in the chat. Sam saying no more all caps tweets or statements, only title case diplomacy going forward after the meeting. JC mentioning Reddit has been interesting today. Earnings announced after market close today. Price is down 5%. Prospero signals have deteriorated a bit. How are you feeling about Reddit going into their earnings, George? A little bit nervous? We've been seeing some pretty volatile earnings reactions from different companies.
I mean, I'm feeling good about Reddit, especially as if you want to enter it now. I think a lot of stocks are kind of getting hit unnecessarily on communication stocks, on like empathy for what's happening with Meta. Like there's a lot of baskets of stocks that'll just be like sell communications. And what's interesting, and I think what makes Reddit potentially an even bigger score today, is the fact that Meta didn't get hit because of their ad sales, which is what's related to Reddit. Meta got hit because their AI spending went up again, right? Their capex, and people react very sensitively to that. So, but what does that mean? I think what that actually means is a good thing for Reddit, right? Because a lot of what Reddit is expanding on is this services aspect of training for LLMs, right? So we see an increase in spending, not a problem with ads. I actually think that's setting up, I think that's setting up for a potential discount, right? And here's the other thing. I think if Reddit's already down on this sympathy, it might not have as far to go down if earnings are disappointing. So I'm still feeling good about Reddit. And I mean, the stats are there that communications beat often. I don't think we were wrong about Meta. I just think that like people are still very sensitive to Mark Zuckerberg and CapEx spending in a way that we haven't seen them sensitive for other companies.
So since you brought up Meta, we could talk a little bit more about them because I wanted to bring them up on the stream after their negative reaction. And just like you said, from the increased spending forecast on AI. And is this PTSD from investors from the metaverse spending that we know hurt their stock back in the day? And if that is the case, increased spending on AI, should it be a worrying thing for investors of Meta? Or is that a valid investment? And is it not even a bad, really, even though the stock is reacting negatively, is it actually truly bad? And would this be a buy the dip opportunity with that type of investment in AI for Meta?
So I think that's a tough question, right? Because I've talked about this before. I think I saw an alarming stat that basically said for Meta to make up, or sorry, yeah, I think it was like Meta, but it was like general, for them to make up what they've already spent on AI spending capex, just like this year and the next year forecasted. They are going to have to, I think it was something like maybe they'd have to charge like $80 a year to be able to make that up for, to start getting an ROI, a 20% ROI on what they invested. So it's crazy. But what I'm saying is, like, I think that the market's not pricing these stocks as if that's a reality. I think they're pricing these stocks as if they can keep spending on, to get the ROI later. So yeah, I don't really like, it's kind of something that, I guess we'll see. But I think for now, what we do know is that companies, Meta seems to get punished a lot more for this than other companies spending on R&D and AI. So it'll be interesting to see if other companies start to catch up. But I do think that's just a residual Zuckerberg nervousness from the metaverse.
It's interesting to hear that, like, 80, I guess that's like per user $80. I would love it if Meta provided you with like how much time you spent in their apps, how many ads you saw, and how much money you made them. That would be such a cool thing, because I have, like, how much does a single user provide for Meta per year? I have no idea if it's $5, $10, $100
That's on the
more.
AI spending alone. Nick, I saw your question. I'm actually going to pull up the Whisper number on Coin because we haven't done that in a little bit. I'm going to pull up the, our little analysis on Coin, and then also Reddit. We should take a look.
While you're doing that, I do have also like a follow-up on the Meta headline. That would be bullish for all of the companies that have been moving well, like the nuclear stocks, the AI infrastructure companies, the NBISs, SNDKs, all of those companies increase spending in those areas. It should be music to the ears of those companies, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the takeaway for me, that, the other thing that we've been talking about, like AI infrastructure plays, nuclear to a bit of a lesser extent. I do think that's being driven more on, potential government intervention, but, they're both very relevant. Yes. I think for like the A labs, for the NBISs of the world, this is exactly, and I see a lot of sharp people talking about the hyperscalers and looking at CapEx spending specifically. So I definitely think that's true.
Would CoreWeave be in that bunch?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, any AI infrastructure or infrastructure support company.
Do we want to wait for these responses for Coin and Reddit, or do we want to roll into another topic?
Yeah, we gotta let's wait. It's still going, but we only have approximately 10 minutes left before my computer turns off. So let's keep going.
Well, let's get this headline in here because this is a good one. NVIDIA hit $5 trillion in market cap, first company to do so ever. I think they're right on the edge today as they went down a tiny bit, but they definitely crossed it in the past couple of days. Could you have ever imagined, just like 2 or 3 years ago, that you'd see a $5 trillion company this quickly? And now that NVIDIA has crossed that mark and grown to be so big, I mean, just where is the ceiling for this company, and what kind of returns can investors expect going forward with it being so large already?
I mean, I think the sky is the limit. And I think with, the thing that we talk about all the time, this AI company invests in this one, orders from that one. I think that is not ending anytime soon. We're now talking about OpenAI going public. I don't know if this is a topic, but going public at $1 trillion. They just made it to a for-profit. That's only going to speed things up. OpenAI goes public at $1 trillion. Like, think about the ambitions of their compute orders then. And then, you have like all these people that have invested in them, that, some, private companies that also order from them. That's gonna cycle this up. Yeah, I mean, I think even leading into that event and what it's going to do for AI is going to increase AI valuations on the whole. This thing is not slowing down anytime soon. Let's switch to Coin. Okay, so, this is interesting. I haven't seen a big consensus. EPS ranges from 106 to 119. Whisper number is 125. FactSet is at 114. So they really have to really be. Wow. See, this is why we do this. I'm getting the hell out of Coinbase. The stock has declined after earnings 9 out of the last 12 quarters. Positive reactions. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting the hell out of here.
It's a no for Coinbase.
What? This is Coinbase. 9 out of the last 12 quarters. I mean, that's crazy considering that stat we said, like how many people are beating. What the hell are they doing? They're just, they're just, when everybody else is beating and you're not doing. And then, that added thing. All right, let's look at Reddit. All right. My computer. Yes, for those that didn't, those that are newer, I did move, and I'm having some difficulties around that. But for those newcomers, I just want to make sure everybody knows we're offering. This is the last day of the crowdfund. We're approaching 500K, which I do believe is close to 100K in the last day. It's been a really exciting finish. We want to keep that momentum going. We want to see people that are checking see that number keep going up. So we're offering our best offer today. If you invest some time today, email me, George@Prospero.ai, to confirm that you did it and that you heard this. We're going to give you 3 months free of our investing letter and our trading letter. That's about $100 value. And if you're getting the free alerts too, now at the $500 level, you're getting a really nice package, very close to the value of the actual products, and you're basically getting the equity for free at that $500 level. So yeah, because at $500, those trade alerts, $50 a month, that's $300 in value. Then this is $100 in value. So you're basically getting the equity at an 80% discount for the products you'd already use. So yeah, I encourage you, if you're on the fence, I hope this pushes you over the edge. You can email me and get that 90 days free of each of our, best letters. And not a lot of people have tried the trading letter. That's our momentum score every day, our best bull and bear picks. It's a much more comprehensive idea generator. So yeah, I wanted to make sure everybody got that before I cut out. But yeah, next let's move on, and maybe I'll just do a quick reminder of that before my computer turns off in 6 minutes.
Yes. So I definitely want to get this stat in today too, because I saw this and I believe it was for Tuesday in the market this week. It was the worst breadth day in the market since 1990. The indices finished in the green, specifically the SPY. But only 104 stocks were in the green versus 398 being in the red. What does that tell you? Is that concerning to you, seeing such a bad breadth day in the market, and especially it hasn't happened in close to 30 years before that? Is that a sign that this rally is really being tested of whether it can keep going up, or does it mean anything specific to you at all?
Where was the concentration? Do you know?
Mega cap tech.
Down.
No, those were the green ones.
Oh, interesting. I just think no, I don't think there's anything to that. I mean, I think everybody thought what we thought, which this is which is that this had a lot. Earnings season has been so good. Mega cap techs have been really good at reporting earnings. I think everybody was just gearing up for that. So not a surprise. I don't think a concern, because there's just a logical sense to it.
And it's been interesting seeing the reactions, and we still have some mega caps, Amazon and Apple tonight, so we'll have to keep our eye. Sam did ask in our chat about RBRK stock. I'm looking at it in Prospero.
Is that an earnings question or just a general?
I'm not sure if they have earnings. I could look that up, but it's interesting. They have decent, I'd say, long-term signals, but only a 36 net option sentiment, so not great there. I think they actually just reported earnings the 28th, it looks like. Rubric. Did we lose George? Oh my gosh. I was like, why is George not responding? I guess his computer went out. All right, yeah, he's texting me now. All right, so sorry everybody if you're just sorry Sam also if you were waiting to hear George's response for RBRK, but it looks like it's got pretty weak net option sentiment in Prospero, so it's a little bit concerning on the short term, but it still has a 74 upside versus 17 downside, so maybe a bit of long-term opportunity there. George said, announce the sale one more time. All right, so we're gonna mention yeah, so Mario, George was fighting low battery today, so it looks like it went out. Nick said his battery definitely died, yeah. But I'm going to mention the Prospero crowdfund one last time on the stream before we go. Glad we got some stream in today, covered some of the topics. Hopefully that was helpful for some of you. And you're looking forward to Amazon and Apple earnings later today. One last call out. This is the final day to invest in Prospero. So if you like our signals, our newsletters, you like the streams, you like what we're trying to build as a company, you can go to our Republic page. Nick just said the crowdfund is so close to reaching 500,000. I think we're within 9K now of reaching 500K. And in the last day or so, we've gained about $100,000 in raised funds. So we're getting a lot of momentum. We're trending on Republic. It's linked in the YouTube description. We've been posting about it on our Twitter account. So, you could find the link whether you're watching on X or YouTube. You have, I believe, 13 hours left to invest. And if you invest, and you hear me right now, and you invest today, you get the offer of having a 3-month trial for free of our investing and trading newsletter, which is about $100 in value. Plus, you're getting free trade alerts for, I'm actually not sure how long, but George said the value comes out to about $400, and if you invest 500, you get like an 80% discount. So you basically get the equity for almost free, plus you get the free trial for the newsletters and alerts. So it's a pretty sweet deal. JC said just check, the number is up to 492,743. So there we go. Somebody invested while we're live, so somebody gets that great offer. Nicole said that's so cool. Great job, George and Steven. Thank you, Nicole. That's going to be all, folks. Take advantage of that opportunity. Check out our crowdfund. I hope you enjoyed the stream. We'll be back on a normal stream schedule next week. So Monday, 11 a.m., Wednesday, 3 p.m. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Hope to see you all soon. Bye for now, everybody. See you later.